So I read Solo Leveling and I love it. But before I tell you why I love it, I'm gonna explain for those people who never reads or new to the Solo Leveling manhwa. Okay, so 10 years prior, there are dungeons appearing all over the world and the people gaining abilities and powers, like being a healer or a mage. And those people classified as a hunters who enters the dungeon. That's the short explanation about the solo leveling world. The manhwa is an adaptation of the novel. Of course, there's are missing elements of the novel version of the story, and I only just read the manhwa, so I don't know the parts of the story that they didn't include in the manhwa. So, Solo Leveling is a power fantasy action manhwa. The first thing you see is how good the visual art of the Solo Leveling, especially the visual art in webtoon or manhwa, are colored. Not like manga that is black and white. From the start of the story, you will already see how good the visual art is. Every strike of the main character, there's a visual effect. Usually, manga are right to left if you turn the page, and you can get the double spread page manga panel. But in Korean manhwa, Chinese manhwa, and webtoon, usually they are scrolled down and there's a full spread panel. It usually in portrait, not in a landscape. It's not like a manga. But it but that's the thing that I didn't like if there's a full spread panel. There's a portrait view of the full spread panel. Like sometimes when the two characters are fighting and they get into the full spread panel, they're in the portrait, but in manga they are in landscape mode, so it's easy to see the action or the art. If it's in landscape, but in manhwa and webtoon, they are usually in portrait mode. So I guess you need to landscape or use your phone in landscape mode to see the full spread. So yeah, the character development of the main character is good. Of course, what you expect in a power fantasy. The main character always getting stronger every goddamn chapter. I kind of like the power fantasy story, so that's why I enjoy reading it. The world building is good. The setting of the story is in the two area. First is in the Earth, here in the Earth, or in the reality, and second is a dungeon, where's the hunters go if they want to hunt a monster or collect some items. Especially when the main character enters the dungeon, it's always a treat because you always get a best fight or good fight and or I guess best fight if you know the main character is entering the dungeon or you're fighting a very special characters in the story. The only thing that I didn't like it in is the character development of the side characters. They are so bland and boring. There's a character that they introduce, and after the arcs end, they didn't even bother to put her into another arc or introduce her into another arc. And and I that's the weak 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 part of the solo leveling story because didn't have a character development. It didn't give me a sense of importance to the character. So That's the only thing I didn't like. I like the visual, the the, the world building, the story, and but the but the character development of the side characters, it's not good. So overall, I like the manhwa. I wish they make the story a little bit longer because the manhwa only has 179 chapters. So I wish they a little bit longer, like at least 200. So yeah, especially the visual art of the manhwa. That's the first thing I like, and I wish the story have a better character development of the side character because that's the weakest part of the story. The art is good, the story is good, the art is good, the character development of the main character especially good. Of course, it's a power fantasy, the main character is always getting stronger. So that's the always the character development of the main character. But the side characters, they are not like like relatable, or I guess not relatable, but forgettable. That's the word. They are very forgettable characters. So yeah. So that's my take on solo leveling. I hope you like it, and if you do, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And bye bye.